Hello everyone, this is Teddy Keckstedt from Forex Trading Unlocked on November 30th, 2020, and we're here for a Forex market analysis for November 30th through December 4th. We're going to see what's up in the week ahead, and before we get into that real quick, we want to post our disclaimer up for you so to remind you that this webinar is for illustrative and educational purposes only. And before we get into our video, we're going to just give you one quick promotion here to remind you to subscribe to Forex Trading Unlocked, and also to check out the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns for the 21st Century Online Trader. You can find this book. It's available on Amazon.com and in paperback and Kindle versions. Remember to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And with that, let's get to our live action screen. So we have the Forex-Trading-Unlocked.com website already pulled up. We have our workstation page, which we got to from our navigation bar. We're going to skip past the economic numbers. Now, as you can see, the euro has had quite some action today. It had a very, very nice rally early this morning, and after the U.S. markets opened, all of a sudden, dollar strength came out of nowhere. As we go through these markets, you'll see how the euro, US dollar, through many other currencies have been just really, really giving the dollar bears a nice little boost in momentum to start the week off. But now the dollar bulls seem to be looking to put up a bit of a fight. So as you can see something here, we have our key directional pivot level here for the euro US dollar, right around $1.18 even. So this is a key swing low. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at the low from November, and then we come all the way up to our high that was today, that comes right in harmonically at a 50% level for Fibonacci, meaning that from this low to this high, it's harmonically Fibonacci locked in right now. So it's a good stopping point. And now I would say that this high of today is going to be a very, very key level as far as breaking out to the upside. So we had a nice surge, and it really, really extended this rally up. As you can see, the slope has been very severe. We went from 118 up to, what was it, just shy of $1.20 just within the past week or so. That's a big move for the euro US dollar right now, especially when you have things like Brexit coming up, which we're going to put that, this is a reminder here, right where we have our key directional pivots. Let's move this right here, make it a little clearer. Okay, so this line right here, this little vertical line, this represents our Brexit date, which we know is happening no matter what. Something we've been talking about for not just months, but actually the past couple of years, ironically. So it's kind of funny. I think the tone for 2021 will no longer be talking about Brexit. We'll be talking about post-Brexit. And you just can't get rid of that term, right? Anyhow, so we're looking at the rejection today. I think that you're going to have to key off the high. I think the bulls are running out of gas, and we're set up for a short-term correction. Now let's see how the close is today. Right now we are only in Monday's trade so far, with the U.S. markets only open for the past 2 hours. So we'll see what we can see. With any luck, we will have a very good move to the downside, getting rid of the little profit-taking move, and then I think what's going to happen is we'll start to see a little bit of congestion and digestion for the next few weeks as we head into the end of the year, end of fourth quarter, and also as we cross this Brexit date. So I wouldn't, unless we take out the high from today, and especially if you look at this purple line across at $1.2012, this is a key resistance level that's holding back the euro US dollar bulls. And being rejected today, just falling short of it, also helps to lay more credence into that level. So I wouldn't have very high expectations for major swings over the next 4 weeks as we get through December. Or 5 weeks as we get through the end of November into the end of the year. But I would see that most likely we'll see a consolidation here between $1.20 and $1.18. So now let's look at the British pound US dollar, the second biggest variable in the dollar index next to the euro US dollar. And as you can see today, the pound did not make new or move highs. This market here also has the Brexit date, obviously, because Brexit has to do with the UK leaving the EU. So this date will be big for them. And as you can see, this market did not make these new highs like the euro did. So I think the dollar bears kind of overdid it today to start the week off. And it wouldn't be a surprise to me to see it contain now for the next week or so, especially because we're coming into confirmation of U.S. elections soon, which will definitely give us a better course of direction for what's going to happen as far as trade deals. Remember that the EU and the UK must make their initial trade deals by the 31st, and they've already committed to no longer stalling on so many things, where they're going to basically say, we're going to pass what we can pass, and everything else will remain the same, and they will adjust it as they get into the new year. Probably a good way to go about it. So with the British pound US dollar right now, like I said, we did not make higher move highs. We have just a little bit of an outside day from Friday's trading, and we're only slightly positive on the day. So we're going to have to see how this closes today. My guess is that's the way the dollar has done a reversal of fortune over the past few hours. And let's see what the hourly looks like here for the British pound US dollar. Yeah, there was a good sell signal 2 hours ago, and not that we're literally looking for a big sell-off, but I think you're most likely going to be contained now for the rest of the trading day. I wouldn't expect the pound or the British pound over the dollar to break out of its definitely its high, let alone maybe even make new lows. So trading's kind of calming down for the day. There's a lot to digest out there. My expectations really for the next, like I said, the next 5 weeks is very similar to the euro. I expect the pound pretty much to stay within this above $1.3104. This is a key level here. Any failure from here would have us really looking for a slide. In fact, why don't we make that here? Key directional pivot level. All right. I think that's all clear for you guys. Okay, so this level here at $1.3104 is what's containing the bullish momentum for this market, but we could be set up for sideways. It's been rallying since the end of September, and now, like I said, the euro making new highs and the pound not making new highs versus the dollar, it's a little bit of a divergence, and it's also showing that the bearish dollar momentum may be running out of gas. So now let's look at the US dollar Swiss real quick, complete our triangle of European currencies versus the dollar. Now this one here, we had a big bullish engulfing line back at the beginning of November. It spiked up, made a lower move high, and now we started sliding. But look at this on the day. We made a lower move low today, and now look at how much higher we are. Now this is what gives me a little bit of, I wouldn't say resistance to the fact that dollar bears are in control. But when you have the dollar being pounded like it was so far today against all the other currencies, the pound did not make a higher move high versus the dollar. The US dollar Swiss did make a lower move low, but look at what's going on here. We have a very bullish rally that's occurred since trading started last night. I would say wait until today's close. We'll get a confirmation of a signal, and if we were to have a close where it's at right now or higher, then that would be a potential, that would be a buy signal after the close of today's trading as we head into tomorrow. So why don't we put a little directional, and we'll put this here. We're going to have a buy signal forming. It hasn't happened yet, so don't get all overzealous, but you have to watch how the US dollar Swiss ends the trading day today. All right, so that's what we have going on right now in the European currencies. US dollar Canada, talking about falling below the floor. Look at this spike today. It came all the way down and made a newer move low by just a few pips. That's it. Tagged it. But now look at it. It's basically unchanged on the day. We're going to have to watch this close also today. We have a potential double bottom forming right now, which is something that you want to be aware of if you're a US dollar Canada trader. Now this is a potential bottom forming. We have to wait until the close of today to get a confirmation. What would be a confirmation? Well, especially the fact that if we were to get a rally that would take out the opening of Friday's trading, then I would say that that would be a very strong signal that the US dollar Canada is putting in a short-term base. And it doesn't mean it's going to get bullish, especially this is one currency I'd be very, very cautious about becoming a long-term bull if you want to fade it. But we're looking for a low-risk buying opportunity right here. It's a high-risk sell right now. I'd be very careful before. If you're already short, I'd work them and keep your stops lowered and protect your profits on any short trades you have right now, because especially with a spike low like this is a big deal. I know it's starting the week, but if you look at the volatility, to be able to push through those pivot points and then to fail, that's a big deal. That really, really shows us that that we have probably a profit-taking move that had occurred earlier today. It was really ripped into things, and now it's time for the dollar bulls to go ahead and make a move as well. So we'll see how that's going to shape up. Today's close is going to be very important for us. Now let's look at the US dollar JPY. US dollar yen also, look at this. Now this had a buy signal back in the beginning of November. We had made a lower move high, but look at this. We made a higher move low, and look at today's trading. This is what really gives me the suspicion that we have a creeping bullish dollar momentum that is about to explode to the upside. I really have to say that when you have extremes like this to start off the week, where it really, really looks like the sky is falling, and then you have a turn like this after the U.S. markets are open and then the European and Asian markets are now closed, that's a very good indication that currency traders around the globe, especially on the heavier side, the institutional side, is unloading, meaning that they are reversing gears. So if we have a positive close today with the yen, US dollar yen, I would say we are most likely going to make a run for this 104.78 level, which would be a catalyst for a bullish upside breakout. Now this key is this current low from a couple weeks ago. If we fall below 103.62, that's a very bearish downside breakout level that I would be cautious trying to buy into any slide below there. So this is really our key little congestion area, which we may just stay in for the next couple weeks. Brexit doesn't interfere with this. The new turn of a president will, but our relationships with Japan are pretty good, and so are our trade deals with them. There's nothing really in the mix for that. So just as a dollar flow, and here's the thing is, when the dollar is typically falling versus the other currencies around the world, usually it has strength versus the yen on a longer term level, not necessarily on a daily short term level. But the fact that we have dollar bearishness that snuck into the market here in the yen, but not much. It made a higher move low, and now it's reverse gears. So especially if we can take out this high here and go above 104.78, that would mean dollar strength, especially in the yen for the longer term, putting on a for sure sideways to bullish outlook as we head into the last month of the year and wind down the quarter. Now, if you look at the Australian dollar, US dollar, here's a market that has been very resilient against the dollar for quite some time. This market today did something else. It made a higher move high versus the dollar today, but now look at it. It's lower on the day. This is a very big potential sell signal right here for the Australian dollar, US dollar. I would be very mindful of how today's close happens. This could touch off a nice corrective move lower for probably the next week or two and give you a really nice, I would say, short-term, low-risk sell trade. Again, we have to watch how the close of today is, but let me give you an indication of what I think as far as for levels. If we settle where we're at right now or lower today for the Australian dollar, US dollar, I think you're going to have a very, very good chance at coming down and testing the 72.55 area. This would be the area where if it's going to be support, then it's going to come in and it's going to be a sideways trade or resume the bullish momentum. This is where you're going to see action come in, a lot of buying. If we fail through here, that is very, very negative. So we're going to keep our eyes on the Australian dollar, US dollar as it trades today, and then we'll see what happens when we go to into tomorrow's trade. We're going to see if these signals actually manifest. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, here's another major bull against the dollar that spiked high today, and now look at this, it's lower on the day. We're going to really have to watch this one as well. We'll see how things shape up. Now, if this one happens to take out the low of Friday, and especially settle below there, I would say that you're going to see another correction here in the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and it's all these line up together. If you have multiple corrective signals coming into place with multiple currencies all lining up together, that tells me that we have a really good chance of seeing, at least for the next 2 to 5 days, a corrective slide, meaning dollar bulls will be coming into the marketplace and starting to really set up a nice correction. So we are going to watch this for the close today. After the close today, we will no longer have the potential sell signal thing here. We'll either have a sell signal or we won't. Now, don't be overzealous. Remember, we need a close for all these things. Don't try and jump in front of these things, because it's 10:30 right now. We have a few hours left before this trading day is over. This market could reverse gears, and all of a sudden the dollar bears come back and you make new highs in all these markets against the dollar. So definitely be very mindful of that. We've gone through most of the currencies, but I want to look at the US dollar Mexican peso real quick just to see how this is reacting. See, this is another reason why I think dollar strength may be coming in. This market bottomed 2 days ago. It really didn't hit the dollar at all, and now it's higher on the day and looking like it's trying to base here. That's a good indication when you see the lesser currency crosses where all of a sudden the dollar is a bull there, but it wasn't against the other currencies. US dollar, Turkish lira, here's another one. This has had a lot of volatility over the month of November. This is probably due mostly because of the potential problems going on with Iran that are brewing, as well as the fact that you have all kinds of issues with Turkey, Syria, and a whole bunch of countries around that region where you have refugees that are in limbo. Turkey seems to be dominating the control as to what's going on, not necessarily the best direction for how to manage these things. So I would say this is another market where if you see dollar strength creeping in, it wouldn't be a surprise. So let's go back to the Euro US dollar where we started our video today. All right, this market is still lower on the day. We're going to be watching this one. This one here, like I said, is a very good high harmonically with Fibonacci. We do not have a sell signal here in the Euro US dollar. And even if we were to plant this high and leave it where it's at today, we're not necessarily bearish, but since we are having this little signal thing going on with multiple markets, we'll see how this manifests. I mean, for all we know, we could have a major sell-off here, especially since we say that the US dollar Swiss turning around. If that rally continues to manifest itself over the next few days, it would be very likely that you'll see the Euro US dollar trading back around this 119 to 118 half area. I would not expect very much out of the Euro US dollar as far as a correction. Only if you see a meltdown in most of the currencies around the globe versus the dollar, meaning a big dollar bullish rally, would I expect this market to take out this key directional pivot at $1.18. I really think that we're going to be contained in this two-handle range, $2 range for the next probably week and a half to 2 weeks. So we could see a sell-off, inch our way down to 18.5. Now, should we take out this 18 even level, then all bets are off. It doesn't mean that we're overly bearish, but we're in a neutral to bearish range then, where we would probably come back down to this 117 to 116 half area. Still not a major sell-off that we're looking for. So with that being said, we don't have any questions on the chat room. Let me just double check real quick. Let's see, in our chat room on Twitch, we don't have any questions. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I don't think we took a look at. We have XAU US dollar. Here's a gold chart real quick that we want to take a look at. Reason being is that this gold chart here has been a question of some of our followers on both Twitch and on YouTube. So the gold market has been in a bearish phase now for quite some time. As the month of November, it just unwound itself, propelling the bearish slide even further down to this new move low today. Now, just like we have a turn in the currencies going on, we may have a turn in the gold market as well. We'll see how this closes. This is really reflecting, I think, a lot of how the euro is trading right now. Should we get a big dollar rally, that may actually be good for gold in the short run. It's had quite a sell-off over the past few months, and especially over the month of November. And as we're coming into the last trading day of November, remember, monthly totals are coming in today, so there could be a lot of profit taking. Any funds and big institutional traders for their numbers, probably if they were short gold, are now buying it back. Or also, like when it comes to most of the currencies where they've been short the dollar and long other currencies, now they're doing the reversal of gears too, taking profit. It doesn't mean that tomorrow they're not going to go back on the same direction they were before going into today, but just to have your month-end numbers, your mid-quarter, and we only have 1 month left in the year, I think you're going to have a lot of people who are trying to just get their averages up. It's just a technical function of the market. It's not as far as balancing. So as far as unwinding trades and then resetting them the next day, this will bring in a lot of volume and potential volatility as we spike into these highs and lows. So once again, we have the gold trade there. Let's see, do we have any other questions? We do not have any other questions on the chat room. So real quick, we go back to our euro US dollar. Remember, we're going to be keying off this. If this market settles where it's at today or lower, that most likely those other currencies will set off those signals. And if you want to learn how to trade those signals, by the way, there is a very easy way you can do that. You can read the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick.com in paperback and Kindle versions. And if you don't want to read the book yet and you want to see how these signals pan out, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, and you'll know when our next videos come up, and we'll see how these buy and sell signals come to fruition. So this was our weekly Forex analysis video. We are now going to also put out some individual currency cross videos, a little bit shorter as these trades manifest, and we'll see how the week goes. So good luck with your trading. Remember to always follow the rules and use good discipline principles in your trading. Always use stops and good money management techniques and things like that, which you can also read about in the book. So once again, thank you very much. This is Teddy Keckstedt from Forex Trading Unlocked. You have a great day and a good trading.